Hey guys, what's up? George here, aka T-WreckSs, bringing you another Raid Shadow Legends video, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the king of all kings clan boss team. No legendaries required. It's rare or epic champions. You've seen this team on other people's channels using Dracomorph as a main damage dealer, 1 key in Ultra Nightmare. That's insane, it's amazing, but I don't have a Dracomorph. So what did I do? I built the Bat Eater unkillable 2-1 composition using a Frozen Banshee, and I can 1 key Nightmare and 2 key Ultra Nightmare. They have slightly different setups because of the speeds I'm running, but I'm going to show you the champions and the stats for them, and then I'm going to show you a run of Nightmare Clan Boss. So obviously we have Bat Eater number 1. Man-Eater number 1, running at 265 speed. He is the fastest champion you need. I'd like to get him more crit rate, more attack, and more crit damage, but that comes with time. I've got him at the speed. As long as that speed doesn't change, my tune will work no matter what the other stats are doing. Obviously, I have him in 3 speed sets. You have to have his A3 booked. 2 books in that to make it a 5-turn cooldown. And the Masteries I'm running on him, I'm running War Master behind my seat for extra damage, along with Life Drinker so he can heal up a little bit, because if he can heal up a bit, then Retribution in the defense tree will work and it will give him a chance to counterattack, putting out more damage. And then obviously here, Grim Resolve for extra damage when you're less than 50% HP, because you will be for most of the time. The second Man-Eater then is the second champ in this comp, is at a 247 speed. Again, could do with more damage from him, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Again in 3 speed sets, again A3 booked. Masteries I run on him slightly different. I still did the same offense tree. In fact, I think they're exactly the same. I just didn't take the resistance one here. I took something that isn't going to matter because dead allies don't matter, but obviously you can use these champs in faction wars and other places. So I did the same masteries on this guy. He's slightly slower. You then require a Seeker. He is running at 248, so 1 speed faster than that Man-Eater. He actually has okay crit rate and okay damage coming out of him. Obviously, you need his A2 to be booked. It's a 3-turn cooldown, but he gets an extra turn, so it's essentially a 2-turn cooldown. Masteries I'm running on him exactly the same as the previous 2. You then have Painkeeper to do the resets. Now, she is running at 247. She has probably the best damage out of the 4 champs that aren't the damage dealers currently. You need to have her booked out. She needs the books for her reset, and it's nice to have extra books in the other places. I mean, the A1 doesn't matter as such, but the A2 and A3, it's nice. A3 is a definite need. Now, she can't counterattack because her A1 gives her turn meter. If she counterattacks, she's going to gain too much turn meter. It's going to throw off your speed tune. So I went down for extra healing here. And then again, the same here, pretty much down into War Master for damage. The extra healing here means that my champs get extra chances to counterattack, which is really, really nice. I then have Frozen Banshee. You'll see she's in broken stuff other than the speed set here. She is my highest damage dealer. She's there for the poisons. She's running at a 222 speed, 95% crit rate, 94 crit damage, 283 accuracy. That's to make sure she lands her poisons, and then as much attack as I could get her. She's in crit rate gloves, attack percentage chest, and speed boots. The reason I didn't show the other guys is they are just in whatever I could get the speed on. I think Painkeeper is the only other one who's in crit rate gloves. Unfortunately, they're 4-star. And then the Masteries of Frozen Banshee are pretty much the same as the Man-Eaters, except I did take this, the chance to reduce the cooldown of a random skill. And she can also gain extra turns. So if you had a Relentless set you could throw her in, that would work fine, because the unkillable from the Man-Eaters, once you're in the clan boss run and synced up, actually go on at the end of the turn, so you don't have the risk of losing unkillable if she takes extra turns. So let's do a Nightmare. Hopefully I get a 1 key on this Nightmare. I did get a 1 key yesterday. I have to manual the first couple turns just to make sure the unkillable goes. So what I do is I A1 is fine there, A1, then A3, then A3, clan boss goes. Then the first Man-Eater will take the unkillable on his second turn. So what I can do there is go through all the moves. A2 with the Man-Eater. Then we're going to A2 with Painkeeper because she can't boost her turn meter just yet. Put some poisons out with Frozen Banshee, and then unkillable with Man-Eater 1. And then what I can do there is take 1 turn with Seeker. See, he still keeps that unkillable because it's for 2 turns. Obviously debuffs are blocked there. Now this man-eater will take unkillable on his second turn on Nightmare. It's a totally different setup for Ultra Nightmare, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that in this video. So A1, 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 A1 again with Frozen Banshee, speed up and attack with Seeker, and then this man-eater will take his unkillable, and the clan boss will take a turn after Painkeeper and man-eater have another go again. They'll still have unkillable on them, so now the clan boss will take a turn and I can hit auto. That is ready to go. From now on, the clan boss team will be completely unkillable. So I'll let you watch a couple of rounds of this first, and then what I'll do is I'll jump to the end and show you the damage. But essentially what happens in the cycle, because the people are running on a 4-3 ratio, and the Painkeeper reduces the cooldown of the man-eater's unkillable, you are unkillable for every hit of the clan boss, which means Frozen Banshee can take as many turns as she wants, because her turn comes before she is made unkillable. As you'll see, we'll go unkillable now. Boom. She took her turn before the unkillable went up, so if she's in Relentless set, she could potentially proc loads and loads. Now, it is just a 1 key for Nightmare, just about. Get 40 million on a 1 key, and on Ultra Nightmare I get around about 35.5 million, which is a 2 key. So what I'll do is I will let this finish and I will jump back in and show you the damage at the end of the run. So as you can see, we're at turn 47, about 17 minutes in. We're at 38.4 million. 39.6 is the 1 key score you need. Something that's interesting about this comp is that if any of the guys get that counter attack, because they're already on a 2-1 ratio, if they get that counter attack, they actually do 3 moves for the clan boss's 1. So they end up taking 3 turns, which is absolutely incredible. 48 turns in, we're about to cross the 1 key mark in like 200k. We should get a 40 million key. Obviously at turn 50, there you go, 1 key. At turn 50, everybody dies, and we've done 40 million, so that's a 1 key. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to show you the setup I use for Ultra Nightmare. The setup is slightly different. You're hitting auto much quicker. And that is normally a 2 key. So what I'll do is I'll show you the setup, and then we'll jump in and see what damage we get on Ultra Nightmare with exactly the same team. So you can see 25 mil from Frozen Banshee, 4, 3, 3, and 3. And I have masses of room for improvement on this team. There's a 40 mil key right there. So let's jump into Ultra Nightmare. We've got to make sure we click off auto when this starts, just to do the initial setup. It's much quicker than normal. The only difference is Seeker is not unkillable for the very first whack of the clan boss, just because he takes himself out of it. So you're unkillable with Man-Eater 1. You then speed up and attack with Seeker. A2 with Man-Eater 2. Then you A3 with Painkeeper, and you hit auto. And that is it for that. That is the setup for Ultra Nightmare. After this point, they are unkillable for the entire time, because Seeker does his speed up before unkillable goes up. Again, Frozen Banshee can take as many turns as she likes and she'll remain unkillable. So I'm going to let this run, and I'm going to jump back in and show you guys what damage we get on Ultra Nightmare. Alright, so let's check out that damage. 33 points. I mean, 35. Okay, let's check out that damage. 35.81 mil. If I can do 34.2 on the next key, which hopefully it'll be another 35 mil key. That's a 2 key Ultra Nightmare with exactly the same team. Now obviously this team does require a good poisoner, so Frozen Banshee, a Cult Brawler I believe would work as well. Also Raz and Scarhide is not a bad shout for this, although I find Frozen Banshee does slightly more damage. And obviously you need the 4 other very specific champs, the 2 Man-Eaters, the Painkeeper and the Seeker, and all that speed gear. So if you have these champs, get in Dragon, start farming as much as you can if you want to try and replicate this. It's a really fun team to build. And obviously you can see I can 2 key Ultra Nightmare and 1 key Nightmare, which means I'm using my 3 daily keys to get the max chest on the 2 best clan bosses. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, me showing you a slightly different version of the Bat Eater Unkillable team, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll see you in the next video, and don't forget, get online and get wrecking.